What is up, everybody, and welcome into Weathering the Storm and Orlando Storm podcast. My name is Dakota Wolf, and today we are continuing our series and introducing every position group for your 2026 Orlando Storm roster. Now that we've completed the offense, we're going to be starting with the defense, and to try and fasten things up and get these videos out, hopefully by the end of the night, I'm going to be combining two positions, the defensive line and the linebackers. We're just going to call it the defensive front seven, and we're going to do all of these players in those two position groups in one video. If I had managed the time a little bit better, we probably could have done it separately, but that's just how we're going to do it to try and save time. But other than that, there's really nothing else to say. Let's just go ahead and get straight into these players. I'm going to start in numerical order based on jersey numbers, and we're going to start with the defensive ends. So starting off the defensive ends, we have at number 0, Pheldarius Payne. He stands at 6'2" tall, weighs 286 pounds, went to college at Virginia Tech, is from Suffolk, Virginia, and is 25 years old. So Pheldarius Payne played college at Lackawanna from 2018 to 2019, Nebraska from 2020 to 2021, and at Virginia Tech from 2022 to 2023. So at Lackawanna College, he did play in the NJCAA National Championship game, which is basically the championship game for junior college. So he did play in that game, and then he would transfer to Nebraska after completing his time with Lackawanna College at the junior level. So in his first season at Nebraska, he did make the change to linebacker, where he played pretty much his entire time at Nebraska. So he has experience playing both the defensive line and as a linebacker in that second level of the defense. So he'd finish up his 2 seasons at Nebraska and then transferred to Virginia Tech. However, he began his tenure with Virginia Tech with an Achilles injury before the start of his first season, causing him to miss the entirety of that first season with Virginia Tech. He would return and complete his 2023 season with Virginia Tech. He'd go on to finish his D1 college career, not including his 2 years at Lackawanna, with 71 tackles, 14.5 tackles for a loss, 7 sacks, 3 passes defended, and 1 forced fumble over 31 games. He did go undrafted in the NFL and had a couple of brief stints with the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts from 2024 to 2025. He would sign with the St. Louis Battlehawks late in the 2025. And then, of course, that brings us to the Orlando Storm, where, of course, he signed in 2026. Also, he was a Pop Warner national champion back in 5th grade. But moving right on along, we have number 17, Chris Collins, also defensive end, standing at 6'5" tall, weighing 255 pounds, went to college most notably at Minnesota, and is from Richmond, Virginia. He is 26 years old. So Chris Collins began his college career at UNC with the Tar Heels, and he played there from 2018 to 2022, and then finished up his final year of college in 2023 with Minnesota. So he did play in the 2022 ACC Championship game with UNC and won the Quick Lane Bowl with Minnesota in 2023. He ended up finishing his college career with 86 total tackles and 6.5 sacks. He also, just like Pheldarius Payne, played both linebacker and defensive end throughout college. So he signed with the Los Angeles Chargers as an undrafted free agent in 2024 and recorded 8 tackles and 1 sack in the 2024 preseason before he missed the entirety of the 2024 season with an undisclosed injury. After recovering from his injury and being removed from injured reserve, he was released by the Chargers in mid-2025. Then, of course, signed with the Orlando Storm in 2026. So up next, we have number 30, Jasheen Davis. He is, of course, a defensive end, standing at 6'3" tall, weighing 251 pounds. Played college at Wake Forest, is from Snellville, Georgia, and is 24 years old. So like I said before, he played college with Wake Forest from 2020 to 2024. He earned second-team freshman All-America from The Athletic, and he led the team in sacks and tackles for a loss from 2022 to 2024, for 3 straight seasons. He was also an All-ACC honorable mention in 2022. He then had a brief stint with the New Orleans Saints as an undrafted free agent in 2025, and then, of course, signed with the Orlando Storm in 2026. So then we have number 52, Keshawn Banks, also defensive end, standing 6'3" tall, weighing 251 pounds, and went to college at San Diego State. He is from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and is 26 years old. He played college at San Diego State from 2018 to 2022. He is a 2-time second-team All-Mountain West Conference in the 2019 and the 2021 season, and he's a 2-time honorable mention All-Mountain West Conference in 2020 and 2022. He finished 6th in school history with 42 tackles for a loss. He then signed with the Green Bay Packers as an undrafted free agent in 2023 and remained on their practice squad for the entirety of the 2023-2024 season, only appearing in one game, that game being a playoff game, I believe. He also had brief stints with the New England Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals during the 2024 and 2025 season, and signed with the Michigan Panthers in 2025. And then, of course, with the Orlando Storm in 2026. So, rounding out our defensive end room here, we have number 96, Isaiah Buggs, standing at 6'3" tall, weighing 306 pounds. Went to college at Alabama, most notably, and is from Ruston, Louisiana. He is 29 years old. Now, one quick disclaimer I want to put in here. Even though we are introducing these guys as defensive ends, defensive tackles, or linebackers, that is subject to change, and of course these players could shift around either to the defensive line or from defensive line to linebacker or linebacker to defensive end. So even though I'm introducing them as one position, do not be surprised if they play at a different one. So with Isaiah Buggs, he played college at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community from 2015 to 2016 and then transferred to Alabama and played with them for the 2017 and 2018 seasons. He finished his 2 years at Alabama with 102 tackles, 17.5 tackles for a loss, and 11 sacks. He won the College Football Playoff National Championship with Alabama in 2017 and earned second-team All-SEC in his senior year in 2018. He was drafted in the 6th round of the 2019 NFL Draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He stayed with them until 2022, where he had a brief stint with the Las Vegas Raiders. He played in all 17 games of the 2022-2023 season with the Detroit Lions, recording 46 tackles, 2 passes defended, and 1 forced fumble. He signed and won a Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2024, but was released due to legal troubles that I'm not going to get into in this video. He then signed with the San Antonio Brahmas in 2025, which of course brings him to 2026, where he signed with the Orlando Storm. So that would round out our official defensive end group. Again, like I said, these guys could move around and play different positions. But to start off our defensive tackle room, we have number 90, Fabien Lovett. Fabien Lovett stands at 6'4" tall, weighs 316 pounds. Played college most notably at Florida State, is from Vicksburg, Mississippi, and is 26 years old. So he started off his college career at Mississippi State from 2018 to 2019, and then played his final years with FSU from 2020 to 2023. He totaled 74 tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, 4 pass deflections, and had a forced fumble with Florida State. He also had brief stints with the New England Patriots and Kansas City Chiefs in 2024 and 2025, which of course brings us to 2026, where he has signed with the Orlando Storm. So up next in the defensive tackle room, we have number 97, Isaiah Mack. He stands at 6'1" tall, weighs 318 pounds, is from played college at Chattanooga, and is from Tunnel Hill, Georgia. He is 30 years old. So he played college for the Chattanooga Mocs for 5 seasons and was named to the Southern Conference All-Freshman team. The second team All-Southern Conference in 2017 and first team All-Southern Conference in 2018. He was also the Southern Conference Defensive Player of the Year in 2018. He signed with the Tennessee Titans as an undrafted free agent in 2019 and finished his rookie year with 8 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 1.5 sacks. He had brief stints with the Patriots, Broncos, Steelers, Ravens, Seahawks, Jets, Commanders, and Dolphins in between his time with the Titans and with the Battlehawks, where he signed in December of 2024. He was placed on injured reserve in May of 2025, and that would bring us to 2026, where he signs with the Orlando Storm. Up next, we have number 98, Willie Yarbary. Another defensive tackle, standing at 6 foot 3 inches tall, weighing 292 pounds, went to college most notably at Wake Forest, is from Augusta, Georgia, and is 29 years old. He played college at Wake Forest from 2014 to 2018. He finished his college career with 116 tackles, 21.5 tackles for a loss, and 12 sacks. And he actually sacked Lamar Jackson twice in 2016. Had brief stints with the Atlanta Falcons and the Toronto Argonauts of the CFL in 2019, and then a couple more brief stints with the Massachusetts Pirates of the Indoor Football League and the Los Angeles Chargers in 2021. He played with the Birmingham Stallions from 2022 to 2025 and accumulated 52 tackles over that span. That, of course, brings us to present day, where he is signed with the Orlando Storm. So now we can go ahead and get into the linebacker room, and we'll start off with number 10, Darien Butler. He stands at 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighs 226 pounds, went to college at Arizona State, and is from Compton, California. Darien is 26 years old. He played college at Arizona State from 2018 to 2021, where he led the team in tackles in 2019 and earned second team All Pac-12 in 2021. He signed with the Las Vegas Raiders as an undrafted free agent in May of 2022 and remained on their roster until being placed on injured reserve in August of 2023, but was waived on July of 2024 after failing a physical. He also had a brief stint with the Edmonton Elks of the CFL, the Canadian Football League, in 2025, but was suspended and released. And that, of course, brings us to 2026, where he has signed with the Orlando Storm. So up next, we have number 11, Tavante Beckett. Probably my personal favorite on the defensive side. One of my favorites on the defensive side of the ball, excluding another player we haven't mentioned yet that's not going to be in this video. But one of my favorites on the defensive side that we have on our team right now, Tavante Beckett, standing at 5 foot 10 inches tall, weighing 208 pounds. Went to college most notably at Marshall and is from Chesapeake, Virginia. He is 27 years old. So he played college at Virginia Tech from 2016 to 2017 and then transferred to Marshall, where he played from 2018 to 2020. He was named the FWAA second team All-American in 2020, which is just like a sports association that I guess deemed him second team All-American in 2020, and then won Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year in 2020 as well with Marshall. He played for the Detroit Lions for the 2021-2022 season and played with the Houston Roughnecks/Gamblers from 2022 to 2023. He played with the Brahmas from 2024 to 2025, where he earned 2-time All-UFL team and was the UFL tackles leader for the 2025 season. That, of course, brings him to 2026, where he signed with the Orlando Storm. Up next, we have number 23, Dashaun White, standing at 6 foot tall, weighing 214 pounds, going to college at Oklahoma, and is from North Richland Hills, Texas. He is 26 years old. He played with the Oklahoma Sooners from 2018 to 2022, played at middle linebacker, outside linebacker, slot corner, and safety. He was named Honorable Mention All Big 12 in 2022. Concluded his college career with 259 tackles, 19 and a half tackles for a loss, 5.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 2 fumble recoveries. He has had brief stints with the Michigan Panthers on 3 separate occasions, the Buffalo Bills, Las Vegas Raiders, and San Francisco 49ers, spanning from 2023 to 2025, which of course brings us to 2026, where he is signed with the Orlando Storm. Then we have number 40, Andrew Parker, standing at 5'11", weighing 226 pounds, played college most notably at Appalachian State, is from New Orleans, Louisiana, and is 25 years old. So he played for the Arkansas Razorbacks from 2018 to 2021, mostly as a depth piece and a special teams player, but then transferred to the Appalachian State Mountaineers from 2022 to 2023. And he was named team captain in 2023 and also earned first team All Sun Belt in the same year. He had brief stints with the Jacksonville Jaguars and New England Patriots in 2024 and 2025, and then played with the Michigan Panthers for the 2025 season. Which of course brings us to 2026, where he has signed with the Orlando Storm. So last but not least, we have number 48, Chris Garrett, listed as an outside linebacker. I don't know if it's of note, but he's the only linebacker on the roster that's listed as outside linebacker and not just linebacker. So I thought that was somewhat interesting. Don't know if it really matters, but he stands at 6'4" tall and weighs 239 pounds. He went to college at Concordia St. Paul and is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He is 27 years old. So he played for Concordia St. Paul from 2017 to 2020. He was NSIC Defensive Player of the Year in 2019. He was 2-time first team All NSIC in 2018 and 2019. He holds the NCAA D2 record for forced fumbles with 15. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Rams in the 7th round of the 2021 NFL Draft and won a Super Bowl with the Rams in that same season. He also had brief stints with the Vikings and the Seahawks from 2022 to 2023 and signed with the Gamblers/Roughnecks in 2023. He played for the Battlehawks from 2024 to 2025 and had a brief stint with the Arizona Cardinals in between. And that brings us to 2026, where of course he has signed with the Orlando Storm. And that will conclude the very long list of players in the defensive front seven. So again, I guess a little bit of apology for combining all of these groups into one video and, kind of, I guess, being a little lazy with it, but just to hurry up and get these videos out a lot faster, I thought that was easier. And like I said, a lot of these players will rotate and switch positions. Obviously, Tavante Beckett's not going to line up at defensive tackle anytime soon, but it is perfectly likely that one of these guys at defensive end switches out to linebacker, or one of these guys at D tackle goes out to D end, or D end to D tackle. That is completely likely. So it is at least a little bit reasonable that we put all the guys on the defensive front seven in this same video together. Let me know who you guys are excited to see in this upcoming season. For me personally, I'm really intrigued to see Tavante Beckett, Fabien Lovett, and Isaiah Buggs. Those are the 3 players I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, all of these guys will be exciting to watch, and I'm looking forward to see who stands out the most. And of course, Pheldarius Payne, him as well. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Thank you for weathering the storm. Go Storm. Surge on.